Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to Divine Allegiance. I'm your host, Maulana Baig. Thank you everyone for joining. Today's topic is going to be the mercy of Allah. Allah's rahmat. Now Allah's mercy is a very beautiful topic that we all feel and that we all enjoy. It is a topic that we all want to think about because it makes us feel good. And it is a topic that's important in the Quran. Allah has mentioned His mercy 276 times in the Quran. In front of every surah, Allah has mentioned His mercy by saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let me go into this topic. First of all, what is rahmat? Literally, rahmat means anything that alleviates pain, solves problems, fulfills needs, increases joy and pleasure, anything that brings about a relief, happiness, and a pleasure within us. All of those things and anything from any angle that can come is a rahmat. That's why everything that has to do with our life and in all the problems and all the things that we go through life, anything that comes and helps us to get over it is a rahmat. And it's everywhere around us. We are wrapped in Allah's mercy and sometimes we don't notice that. So let me just mention some ayat of the Quran that Allah mentions it, and then we'll go into the subject itself. Let me read some of the ayat where Allah has emphasized mercy and emphasized rahmat. In one ayat, Allah says, وَرَبُّكَ الْغَفُورُ ذُو الرَّحْمَةِ, and your Lord is forgiving, and He is the possessor of mercy. He is merciful, the Lord of mercy. In another ayat He says, كَتَبَ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ الرَّحْمَةِ, Allah has made mercy incumbent upon Himself. In another ayat Allah says, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ, and my mercy wraps everything. It is surrounding everything. And inna rahmatallah qaribun minal muhsinin, Allah's mercy is close to those who are good. La taqnatu min rahmatillah, do not despair of Allah's mercy. These are some of the ayat of the 276 places Allah has mentioned in the Quran regarding His mercy. And it is an important subject, and I want to touch upon that because a lot of times when we look at the mercy of Allah, sometimes we need to look a little bit deeper to see why is it that Allah wanted us to remind ourselves of Allah's mercy all the time. It's a beautiful topic, it's a beautiful subject. But why is it that Allah always wanted us to say and remember His mercy all the time? In prayers, in front of every chapter, while we start eating, while we do anything useful, we are told to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Why are we asked to do that all the time? Why this quality of Allah? Why not other qualities? Why is it that Allah wanted us to mention rahmah? Something we want to ponder about in the time that we have. This constant reminder is because of the fact that there is a tendency that we people have of becoming hopeless and despairing of Allah's mercy. My friends, and shaitan also uses this as his main strategy in misguiding people. He doesn't stop us from sinning. He doesn't just encourage us to sin, but when we sin, his main attack comes after the sin, when he comes to you and makes you hopeless and says, you're not going to be forgiven. Allah is looking down on you and you have gone out of the ring of his mercy. This is what he does all the time. And so, when we look at ourselves, it is true. Every sin that we do, every wrong that we do, every crime that we commit makes us despair, brings about this feeling in us of hopelessness. Really, it creates a doubt in us. It creates a misgiving as to, am I going to be forgiven or not? I have done something really wrong. I feel ashamed. And this sort of despair that happens in us is constant. And it's not just what we do. It's also the things that happen to us. Any mishap, any tragedy, any setback in our life, any trial that we go to, any failure that we might face. Every setback that happens, you see a small little hope of Allah's mercy is taken away from inside us by ourselves. Our own mind starts to create doubts. Is Allah going to forgive me? Am I going to be forgiven? Maybe not. And this sort of doubt then grows. It grows. So Allah has said and wanted us to remind ourselves of Allah's mercy all the time, constantly, perpetually. Why? Because there is a tendency for us to doubt and to become hopeless. And Allah wanted us to constantly remind ourselves. And by reminding, what I mean is that to think about Allah's mercy deeply, to reflect on it profoundly, not just some shallow passing thought. Allah is merciful, He's Arhamur Rahimeen. Very good. But no, much more than that. We need to think about it profoundly. Really look deep into it. Allah's mercy is expressed in different ways, in different terms. And this month of Ramadan that we are going through is, you can say, one of the most comprehensive faces of Allah's mercy. Rasulullah, in introducing this month to us, has expressed this month and the mercy that's in this month in so many ways. He said, Ayyuhan nas, innahu qad aqbala ilaykum shahrullah bil barakati wal rahmati wal maghfirah. People, Allah's month has come to you with blessings, with mercy, and with forgiveness. And then he goes on to say that you are invited to the mercy of Allah. Your sleep is worship. Your actions are accepted. Your supplications are answered. All of these are the different faces of Allah's mercy. It comes in all forms and shapes. And the month of Ramadan is like a very comprehensive wrapping of Allah's mercy around us. But the question is, we are going through the month of Ramadan. 1/3 of the month has passed by us already. How much do we feel Allah's mercy? How much of it have we felt in these last 9 days that we have been fasting and we have been going through the month of Ramadan? How much of this have we felt in ourselves? This is really the question that we need to ask. We know that we are wrapped in His mercy, but how much have it felt? Is it On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rate that you have actually felt Allah's mercy or being wrapped in Allah's mercy? The Prophet is not right. Are we able to revel and celebrate in the mercy of Allah? If not, then why not? Why are we not able to celebrate the fact that we are wrapped in Allah's mercy? Why can't we be like jumping up and down in exhilaration, in total ecstasy? Why can't we feel the sweetness of Allah's mercy? We should be upset. We should be disturbed by this fact that we are not feeling it. We should be condemning ourselves. Why am I not able to feel Allah's mercy the way He said it? The Prophet is not untrue when he said that you are wrapped in Allah's mercy in the month of Ramadan. It is the month of Allah and you are His guest, and Allah has wrapped you in His mercy. So it's all around us. Why aren't we able to truly feel it in a profound manner? My friends, if someone has tasted Allah's mercy, if someone has tasted Allah's mercy profoundly, deeply, 3 things will happen to him. 3 things. Number 1, he will yearn for it intensely, meaning that yearning for Allah's mercy will be intense in him. Number 2, he will get an extreme pleasure from it. And number 3, he will suffer from the lack of it, meaning that once it goes, you are in a pain, you are in depression. And if you don't feel the depression by not feeling it, then it means you haven't felt it. Because once you feel it, once you enjoy Allah's mercy, then it's really living without it doesn't make sense anymore. It is like an addiction. It is like an extreme addiction that once you had it, you have to have it. You cannot live without it. That's Allah's mercy. And if we are wrapped in the mercy of Allah in the month of Ramadan and we don't feel it, then why is that not the case? That is the question that we want to answer for ourselves. Because really Allah's mercy is there. It's wrapping us, it's there. We just need to feel it. Let me go into that. We need to beg Allah. Allah, your mercy. Give me your mercy. Implore Him. Really want Allah to give this mercy and to show this mercy to us. We want Allah to do that. Do we feel the need of His mercy in our life? My friends, we need Allah. Allah says in the Quran, Ayyuhan nas antumul fuqara'u ilallah. You are in need of Allah. And this need is not a need that, like how we need popcorn when you watch a movie. It's not a need like that. Really, the need of Allah's mercy is more than the need for water and air. I can live without water for a few days. I can live without air for a few minutes. But I cannot live without Allah's mercy even for a moment. I will cease to exist if Allah stops His mercy on me. Allah's mercy is more needed by us than anything else. But why don't we feel the need of that? Why is it that we don't feel that need? How can we truly implore Allah and beg Him for His mercy? So, in order for us to implore Allah and to beg for His mercy, first of all, we need to believe in His mercy. We need to have conviction in His mercy. We need to have faith in His mercy. When you approach Allah, your approach should not be skeptical. It should not come with skepticism or mistrust or doubts. A lot of people, when they approach Allah, that's how they approach Him. They approach Him with mistrust, Is He really going to listen to me? Is He really going to answer my prayer? Is my prayer really going to be answered? I hope He listens. If He doesn't, we'll be in big trouble. I mean, their approach to Allah is like you approaching the bank for your PPP loan. I hope it comes through, it'll help me out. That's how we approach Allah. And most of us have skepticism. We really approach Allah. Is He really going to listen to me? I mean, does He really care? If that's the approach that a person has to Allah, then, really, he's not going to truly feel Allah and the need for Allah. He thinks that he's living without Allah, and sometimes when he's in need, he needs Allah, and other than that, he can handle things himself. Yes, I'm fine myself, but when I do get in need, Allah is always there to help me. Really, this is the approach that a lot of people have, and it's really funny that they don't understand that Allah's mercy is the most necessary requirement of my existence. How can we start to believe in Allah's mercy? So we come to this question. How can we start believing in it and having faith? And by belief, I mean conviction. How can we get so convinced about Allah's mercy and the need for His mercy that we truly can feel that need and feel the lack of understanding or having that conviction in our own self, and the sadness and grief that we face when we don't feel it? So that's what I want to explain a little bit today, and hopefully answer that question. My friends, from here, just inshallah, it will be really interesting. Really interesting it is how. What do I need to look at? What do I need to see? What do I need to observe to be convinced of Allah's mercy? One of the things that Allah has said, and this is the most essential thing, you want to know and feel Allah's mercy, this is how we do it, my friends. Allah has kept it all around us, and He wanted us to see it and observe it and to analyze it, and then you will see that you will be bound to recognize and acknowledge Allah's mercy in your life, and you will feel the pleasure of having it. Look around us, this universe, this world that we live in. When you look at this world that we live in, this life that we are living, one of the things that you will notice and observe in this whole creation and the system that's creation is that there is a system. It's systematic. It's not chaotic. There's an order. There's a system. There's an organization to this world in the life that we live in. Look at everything around us, and you will see that there are rules, there are laws, and there's a system in place. We're not living in a chaotic world. We're not living in anarchy. Everything that happens, there are rules and regulations, there's laws that are being followed. All of these things have a law. Everything in this system is accounted for. Do research in any science about the world, natural sciences, anything. You will see that there is a system, there's an order in place. And people who learn and people who studied recognize that. They recognize there is an order here. It's not like Allah made this world in chaos or this world is anarchy and we are trying to establish order. No, there is an order. We're just learning about that order, and everything is accounted for. So everything that happened in this world, there is an account for it, and it's accounted for. فَمَنْ يَأْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةً خَيْرًا يَرَى وَمَنْ يَأْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةً شَرًّا يَرَى. Everyone who does an atom's worth of good will see it. It's accounted for. And everyone who does an atom's worth of bad and evil shall see it. So there's an accountability. Everything in this world. We And in all of this system, and everything in this system that's living in harmony and following this system, it's beautiful. This whole system, we are following this system, and in the midst of all of this harmony, in the midst of all of this systematic order, there's a group of people who have the freedom to disobey. There's a group of people who have the freedom to create anarchy. There's a group of people who have the free will and choice to do otherwise. Can you imagine our position? Everything else in creation is following an order. The only ones who have the freedom not to do so is us, human beings. Well, there are jinn also, but leave the jinn alone. We have nothing to do with them. I am talking about us human beings. We have the freedom to disobey Allah, to do wrong, to do any crime that we want. No one else is doing it. Look in the animal world. Every animal is doing what it's supposed to do. Look in the plant world. Every plant is growing and doing what it's supposed to do. Look at the non-living world. Everything is in place and following rules. The only people who do not have to follow the rules are us, human beings. Yes, my friends, you and me have the freedom to sin. We have the freedom to do whatever we want to do. We don't have to follow the rules. We go against the rules. We can, if we want to. Everything else is accounted for. Look at nature. Look at nature. When you do something wrong, there's consequences for it. Isn't there? That's what we see around us. If someone, for example, puts his hand in the fire, is going to get burned. If someone jumps off a cliff, he is going to get hurt. If someone goes in the ocean without knowing how to swim, he is going to drown. There are laws, and those laws have no reprieve. They don't let up for anyone. What makes us think that we are an exception to the law? That I can do whatever I want and get away with it. What makes us think that? That our crimes are not going to be accounted for? That if I have done something wrong, that, no one's watching. I can hide. We are under the same laws of cause and effect like everything else. We are going to die like everyone else. So what makes us think that we are not going to be punished for our wrongdoings? My friends, think about it really well right now. We need to ponder about this. It's not something now you're listening to me, but really a person needs to ponder deeply on this subject so he can truly start believing on the other side. Truly start believing. That's what I want to point out. How do we do that? By looking at creation, by looking at the system of the world that we are living in. Everything has law and order. There is a system behind it. And this system that exists, this whole system that we live in, is a ruthless system. The system has no heart. It is cold-blooded. It is hardened. It's merciless. There's no mercy. It has no mercy on anyone. Fate doesn't have mercy on anyone. Destiny doesn't have mercy on anyone. Karma, what goes around comes around. When you do something wrong, it comes back to you. It's going to come back to you whether you like it or not. There is cause and effect, my friends. You cause something wrong, the effect is going to be bad. It's happening. So if that is the case, my friends, look at this. This whole universe is not stopping for anyone. Look at time, the system of time. Time. Allah says, "Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr." According to time, man is in loss. Why? Because time is going on. It doesn't stop for anyone. It is ruthless. You want time to stop. You want to go back. You want to unchange something. You can't do that. It doesn't stop. It has no mercy. Time has no mercy. It's really hard, my friends. I did something wrong. I wish I can go back and change it. It's shameful what I have done. I said something wrong about others. I blasphemized. I made a mistake. I stole. I ripped off someone. I wish I can go back. We wish we can go back and change it, but time doesn't let us do that because time doesn't stop for anyone. This is the system that we live in. Now imagine if in that system that is so cruel and so heartless and merciless, if the designer of that system and the maker of this system can come to you and say, listen, I'm willing to break some rules for you. Bend some rules. Ignore some things. Overlook some mishaps. You've done wrong. I know that, but I'm willing to take that and hide it. How would you feel? What feeling do you get? Really? Can you expunge my record? I mean, really, look at the criminal system in America, right? Once you have a record, that record is always there. It's always there. You have been arrested for domestic violence. That's always there, my friends. It doesn't go away. If someone can come to you and say, listen, I am going to expunge that record. You know what? No, I'm going to erase that record that even the feds can't see it. Yes. How would you feel? Wouldn't that be a relief? I mean, if someone can offer you that, Allah is saying that. He's saying, you know what? You have done something wrong. I can change it for you. I have the power to do so. I'm the one who made the system. I can change it for you. I can do this for you. Really? Allah is saying, I can restore your past. I can restore your past and the crimes that you have done and fix them. فَأُولَٰئِكَ يُبَدِّلُ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ حَسَنَاتٍ. I will change your evil deeds to good deeds. Allah is offering that. He is making that offer. Yes. Let me put that together now. On one hand, you have a system that is cruel that we live in. No heart, no mercy. Allah created that system. The laws govern that system do not change for anyone. And on the other hand, Allah is saying that, listen, I made the system. I can change a few rules for you. I can change a few rules. My friends, this is Allah's mercy. Allah says, ذَلِكَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ يُؤْتِيهِ مَن يَشَاءُ. This is the fadl of Allah, grace of Allah. It's a manifestation of His mercy. Grace of Allah. What is Allah's grace? What is this fadl? Fadl means that Allah is willing to bend the rules for you. He's willing to change the system for you. Can you believe that? Subhanallah. The law of nature, my friends, doesn't have reprieve for anyone. No one. Everyone has to pay for what they have done. If someone thinks he can do whatever he wants and get away with it, then this person has been raised in a bad household. He hasn't been trained. Really, anyone who hasn't been trained, you see that person who thinks that I can do whatever I want and I'm going to get away with it. Usually such attitudes and such people with such attitudes end up in prison because they have no respect for law. They have no respect for the system and they end up in jail. Such attitude. But here, look around us. We see everything has consequences. Look in history. Everything has consequences. Everything that has been done, you see, the effect is going to be there of what has been done. There is no mercy in the system. And in that merciless system, there is a God. There is a creator. There is a maker who's willing to forgive you. My friends, to ask for forgiveness, to ask for mercy in a merciless system is nothing less than a miracle. It is a miracle. Truly it is. For example, if I'm playing with a knife, if I'm playing with a knife and I cut my fingers, I cut my fingers off playing with a knife. The knife is sharp. I was playing with it. I cut my fingers off accidentally. Now, obviously, I'm in pain. I'm shouting. And I look at the fingers that have fallen to the ground. And now I go to the doctor and say, can you put these back on for me? The doctor is saying, you know what? I'm a doctor. I'm not a magician, a miracle worker. I'm a doctor. I can't do magic. Friends, asking Allah to forgive the wrongs you have done is the same like this. You have cut your fingers off and you're asking Allah to repair it for you, to fix it for you. When Allah forgives you, it is a miracle. Allah is going against the law to do that for you. The law, the nature, the system that He has made is going one way. Allah is ready to change the system for you. And the reason is because we have free will. We have free will. We can go against Allah's laws, not like anyone else. We can do that. And hence Allah knows that if I do not show them my mercy, they are going to be doomed. My friends, if we look at our actions and if justice is going to take place, we, like everything else that has done wrong, has to pay up for what we have done wrong. There are consequences for the wrongs that have been done by us, and the only way to pay for it is the hellfire. We have to go to hell. The only thing that can save us is the Creator Himself, and He comes with His mercy. Allah, because of the free will we have, in order to protect us, He has given this system that's cruel, so that by looking at this cruel system, we can understand the need for Allah's mercy. We need Allah's mercy. We need it. Otherwise, we are doomed. We are doomed. That's the reason. Everything else is secondary. Allah's mercy is the most important thing. From this merciful world to the merciful Creator is where Allah wants to take us. He says, the reason we say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim all the time is because that is the one quality of Allah that is going against the system of Allah. Rahmat, mercy, is a quality that Allah has that goes against His own system that He created. And He's saying that, call me by this rahmat. Why? Because I'm willing to change my own system for you. This is Allah's mercy. That is the beauty behind it. It is amazing how Allah's mercy is in our life. We truly need to look at that and say, Allah, thank you for this. So much thank you for this mercy that you have shown us. It is amazing that you cannot replace it. We need it. My friends, mercy, again, just one point, I will mention that in explanation, inshallah, sometime else, Rahman, Rahim, two ideas of Allah's mercy. One that is broad, one that is deep, one that is for everyone, one that is through our free will. Rahman is for everyone. You don't have to make any choice. Allah shows it. But when you use your free will and to do the right thing and stay away from crimes and wrongdoings, then you come to the other mercy of Allah, which is Rahim. So our job in this life is to go from Rahman to Rahim. This is the journey of man. I'm going from where? From Allah's Rahmaniyat to Allah's Rahimiyat. That's where I want to go. That's why Rahim is a quality that can only be gained by choice, by our own deeds. That's why Allah says, وَكَانَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَحِيمًا. He says, only with the believers am I Rahim. Only with the believers. And hence our journey in life is to go from Rahman, which the rahmat that He shows to everyone, because we need it, everyone needs it, to Rahim, which He shows to people who have chosen it. Thank you very much. May Allah bless you all in this month of Ramadan. Inshallah, Allah brings us closer to the understanding of His mercy. Thank you for watching Divine Allegiance. We hope you like the show. If you like the show, please go on and hit the like button below and subscribe to our channel and share with your family and friends to spread the message. I'm your host, Maulana Baig. Until next time, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.